800 rattlesnake bites per year and thousands of encounters just here in California alone. And this year, our rattlesnake season is starting extra early due to our unusually high heat starting in March. So there's been quite a few bites already so far this year. Unfortunately, even I think a couple deaths. Anyway, we want to avoid being part of that number if at all possible. And really important fact to know is if you get bit, there is a 99% chance of survival. The 1% that don't survive are usually because they delayed care, didn't get the anti-venom, etc. Let's talk about what we can do to stay safe on the trails and not paranoid. How to identify? They have a triangular diamond-shaped head, and their colors can kind of vary. They're thicker all the way down towards their tail. They get thin. You'll usually see rattles on the tail. However, keep in mind, certain times of year the rattles fall off, and babies do not have rattles. So most important tool we have to keep away from them is our eyes and our ears. Don't wear your earbuds or headphones when you're out on trails. It's just a bad safety idea. Rattlesnakes are most active in early morning into dusk and late evening hours. During the midday, they like to hide out, try to stay cool. You'll find them in places hiding like logs, rocks, anywhere that can provide a little bit of relief from the heat. They also like to kind of be in the areas where light, warmth, and cool meet. So along this grass line right here where there's shade and there is warm grass, that could be an area that they might enjoy. So we want to be particularly mindful and watchful of those. Again, looking and listening. So they often rattle before they strike. Rattlesnakes, whether you're on paths like this or dirt trails, they will come across them. They will lay in areas where there's heat to warm up or to cool off. So good to be mindful of that and stay out of tall grass if at all possible. They will hide in there to stay cool. As down closer to the ground, it's a little cooler. The grass gives them a little covering. Logs, rocks, those are typically what I encounter when I'm on trails. Step onto them if you need to go safely through the path. Step onto them, look down. I can be extra paranoid and I'll take a big leap off of them sometimes. And that will ensure I get a little further distance in between whatever area I'm feeling like could be sketchy. If you stop to swim in water, don't grab sticks. I know it's really disturbing, but they can be rattlesnakes. So rattlesnakes do swim here in California. I have personally seen it and happened to be swimming in a lake and saw it. So really creepy, but just know it's a thing and don't grab sticks in the water. Never reach your hands down into tall grass, under rocks, logs, that sort of thing. You know, just keep in mind, they don't want an encounter with us any more than we want an encounter with them. But if we stick our hand down in something and surprise them, their natural instinct is going to be to protect themselves and they're going to attack. So best practice is just don't do that. We want to stay aware, but not paranoid. Being prepared, mindful, knowing the hazards, knowing how to dress properly, and first aid when we go out, and we can go out safely. So let's talk about what to wear. The biggest thing is long, loose pants. I will tell you, I struggle with that one the most. I like to wear shorts when it gets hot, but you know, there's hazards to doing that. So then ankle length boots is the other thing that's recommended. I prefer trail runners. That's another one that's hard for me. But I do try to wear longer pants that go over the trail runners. You can wear gaiters, anything to protect your legs. Keep in mind that the majority of bites happen on our feet, ankles, and legs, and obviously never wear sandals ever. Honestly, on any hike, it's just a terrible idea to wear flip-flops, sandals, etc. If you come across a snake and identify it's a rattlesnake, freeze. Don't move. Allow them space to move away. Back up slowly and try to create at least 6 feet in between you and the snake. If it's across the trail that you're on, wait for it to move. Do not try to pick it up or do anything weird. Just leave it alone. If it doesn't move, turn around, go back, take a different trail. It's not worth dealing with unless you can safely get around it. The key word is safely. So one thing to remember is rattlesnakes can strike, I think, half to 2/3 of their body length in distance. So a 3-foot snake, I think, can strike up to 1.5 to 2 feet away. So that's a pretty good distance. So imagine if it's a larger snake. So that's why we want to provide ample room. Okay, so one of the helpful things you can do to alert snakes that you're in the area and they will clear out because they don't want to see us any more than we want to see them is your trekking poles. These double as a great safety tool because as we tap on the ground, I'll do it on this, you can hear that, it sends vibrations ahead, and they have very sensitive hearing, I guess, and it alerts them that we're coming, and they'll slither out of the way before we ever arrive and know they're there. So the other thing is, I mean, it provides a nice distance, right? God forbid we should need to shoot something out of our way. It is another good tool for many creatures just to have. It's not super big, but you know, it's better than nothing. Okay, if you're bitten, here is what you need to do. You want to stay calm first and foremost. An elevated heart rate is going to spread the venom faster. So stay calm and contact 911. If you are close to your car and you can safely have someone drive you to the nearest hospital, do that. You can call ahead and let them know you're coming so they can have anti-venom ready. If you need assistance, call 911. You can call 911 regardless. You know, that's up to you to ascertain. You want to remove any rings that you have on in case it could swell and be difficult to remove. I've read some places say watches. For my watch, that wouldn't be difficult to get off, but you know, again, just be mindful of anything that could restrict swelling. For those of us that hike many miles out in the wilderness remotely and may not have cell service, you know, I do have my Garmin InReach, and it has an SOS button here. I can activate that, and then you know, go through the kind of the triage process and figure out next best steps on the other end of that. Mark the location of the bite with a pen. So I would imagine that if you were to pass out or something happens, or later, if just through adrenaline you forget exactly where it was, it helps them to know exactly where to treat. See, things not to do if you get bit is don't cut or suck out the venom. That is particularly bad, and you don't want to apply cold or tourniquets, compresses, and you certainly don't want to drink alcohol or take any medication. So you just want to get yourself to medical help ASAP, calmly and safely. Hopefully these tips are helpful and we can go out and have a safe and fun, adventurous 2026 snake bite free. And if you have any tips that you have come across, or for identifying, for clothing, what you're wearing, dealing with bites, or anything you think would be useful tips in this, please drop them in the comments below. I would love for this to become a place that we can work together as a community to stay safe on the trails. So, all right, until the next video, I'll see you, and stay safe out there.